wonder if you have to like soundproof the room at all in the future or no.
I don't know. The limiters are pretty great.
These just do a wonderful job. It doesn't even matter.
Well, the software
yeah.
too.
Oh, okay.
So these do, and then show you before we start. Like these are macros. So these are running decibel ranges. Which sounds smart, but it's so simple and like because the software is really good, easy.
Sure.
But on the other side, it makes me look like I know what I'm doing, and
Yeah, it absolutely does. I mean, from a viewer's perspective, you're
Seems okay, right?
professional.
Thanks.
Oh. This is the Podcast Studios, brought to you by Machine Inc. Welcome, everybody.
That was a cool intro.
Thank you.
Very first time seeing it.
Yeah. Glad to have you on.
Glad to be on.
So what's your last name?
Tortoriello. So
Tortoriello.
Yeah.
Anthony Tortoriello?
Yeah, people don't always get it right.
Sounds Italian.
It's a little Italian.
Is it?
With the O. With the O.
Are you all Italian?
100%.
That's good. That's probably why we get
100%
along.
Italian.
That's probably why we
100%.
get along.
Yeah, I'm was it father's side's from Naples?
Okay.
Napolitan?
Yeah.
And then mother's side is Sicilian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My
about you?
father, my father's from Sicily. Was your mom born in Sicily? Or
No.
lineage from Sicilian?
Great grandma was born there and then came over as a kid. I believe her parents brought her over, which that's crazy to think because that's not that long ago. Because it's like you got my parents and then my grandparents and then my great grandparents is when they came over on the boat.
Yeah.
That's not that long ago.
No, that's recent.
Yeah.
My father actually came over on a boat
Okay.
when he was,
Italian boat guys.
I think when he was 16
Oh wow.
from Sicily.
So with his dad
Or maybe
his
younger.
family.
Maybe younger. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe 12. But yeah, they came.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
With his family.
with his family.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a different world, I guess.
Yeah, I came in, like, do you know the whole backstory to that? And, like, did they have money or they were trying to escape something or what happened there?
I'm pretty sure they were trying to escape everything. No.
yeah.
I don't think they definitely didn't have money because why would you leave? I think if you had money.
Sure.
I think I might actually have him on Friday and try to get some of that backstory.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, because I don't really. I mean, I know, but I never really,
Dove in too deep.
Yeah, I'm not like sitting there grilling him about his past.
Right.
But I will.
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of us, in some aspect, like, we want to know more about our parents' lives and how they grew up. And we want to ask them questions about that, but it's almost like weird to, in a way. It's almost like, all right, we got to like sit down and actually focus to talk about it. Or like, how does that come up in conversation unless you actually like sit down to talk about it?
Yeah. I guess my uncle had done it with his grandfather and like a video recorder. So
wow.
he like sat him down.
Wow.
And he did that. And he was like, that was like podcasts before there were podcasts. Or like, you know what I mean? It was like an interview, and then I was like, yeah, I should do that because there are so many things that I will never get to know about my grandparents.
Exactly.
That if there was recordings, I would want to see them because I want to know where I'm from. Like I know my great grandfather was like a very good carver.
Okay.
And he owned his own furniture company and he did like manufacturing. And there are like preserved things he carved that are very impressive. Like, and my grandpa, you would tell me about him, but now we have all the technology and the ability to preserve that.
Things, yeah.
So like maybe this will be that for some people.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, that video is cool too, because like video, you get to see the person. So not only you're just hearing their voice, but obviously you're seeing their personality. That's what's great also about vlogs and now podcasts, is because in the future, if your kids are growing up, they get to kind of see more of your personality and how you kind of acted, or
Yeah.
whatever. Although it's a little, sometimes like when I would be vlogging, sometimes it's like it comes out a little like staged in a sense. Like I'm trying to be more hyped up than what it is, because you're trying to be like, oh, this is so exciting. But like, that's just what a vlog is. That's
What do
like,
you mean?
everyone's so excited.
Yeah.
We're going to be excited for you to be excited.
Yeah.
It's like, that's just what vlogging is.
What was your vlog about?
Uh,
You still do it?
I'm so busy with everything else. Kia Stinger installing parts and stuff to the car.
What do you mean Kia Stinger?
So aftermarket parts. So I bought a Kia Stinger back in 2018,
Okay.
and then I knew nothing about like how to modify cars or whatever.
Yeah.
But people wanted to know things because they were also kind of illiterate about the topics.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, well, I do video, so maybe I could just buy some stuff, record it being installed, and then maybe people will. That's how they know if they want to buy the item or not. Basically.
Okay.
So like that started my journey of like vlogging, and that did really well at the beginning. It was a new car. Before all this EV stuff where there's no more like new cars to look forward to at the moment. But yeah, that took me on a journey for sure with like the aftermarket. I had no idea about anything. So like installing an intake, I was scared about, because I was like, I don't know. It says it helps with gas fuel. Like I knew nothing about this stuff. So, and I still don't know too much mechanically. But I just know like what works and what doesn't,
How to put it on.
how to put it on. Well, I could record you putting it on my car. But yeah, that was my journey of vlogging, and that really kicked off because like a lot of people got inspired by what I was doing, which inspired them to buy the car. So like I had a lot of feedback from so many people, and it was so awesome to hear and see like all this feedback of like how people got into the car because of me. And I'm just like, that's crazy that I influenced this many people, and I'm not a sales guy getting paid for this stuff.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show, when you do something out of like what you love just for a passion,
Yeah.
it really takes off. But if you're doing it because you want money, let's say, like you're chasing something, then it's not going to go as well, or you're going to have to try harder or whatever. It's going to just keep trying to escape you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chasing the chicken.
Chasing the chicken.
But yeah.
It's
So,
different from choking the chicken.
yeah. Yeah. I chased a little bit. Someone was like, hey, don't chase the chicken. So yeah, follow my passion a little bit. It was fun doing it because I love doing video.
Yeah.
And I started to love cars more, and now I'm just like a big car guy. It's almost like when guys pick up an addiction to buying something, and now I'm just like in the loop of like, all right, now I'm forever gonna be a car guy buying car things.
Yeah. Buying the upgrades,
Yeah.
investing in it. So you were
So, yeah.
like pre Fast and the Furious.
Oh yeah.
One.
Well,
Because like,
that's what inspired me.
Was
back in the
it?
day, for sure?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was like, but 2018 is pretty recent.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Was
I
it
mean,
just like an excuse to kind of do a vlog? Like, hey, I know
No.
I want to vlog, and let's use the car, or like,
No, I don't know. It was just like people wanted to see something being, I don't know. Like what I thought in my head was, I've never installed intakes before because I film and I know other people vlog installations. Let me make an installation video, because these installation videos kind of suck. I'm a professional. I can make it look cool and fun. And I think that's why I also did really well at the beginning, was because I knew how to make a video look good instead of like kind of a boring vlog, which
Yeah.
there's vloggers out there that have a big outreach, but they don't know how to like film and stuff. So
yeah,
Yeah, I
you
got
got the
that.
film side,
I got
you got
that.
the artistic side.
yeah. But now
That's
it's
cool.
just about finding the time
Yeah.
to do it. Yeah.
So what are you staying most busy with? Video. I mean, it's
Uh,
video mostly, right?
weddings, yeah, weddings now. And then I run an aftermarket carbon fiber shop, so an e-commerce
Okay.
for that, for like Stingers or like we do any car, but mostly we get like Stinger people, obviously, because that's where it branched off from. So it's
Okay.
weird. So like we're going into the long of how it all came together, but like so it started off with the vlogs, and then what transitioned into the e-commerce selling for these type of people was COVID. So like COVID drained my wedding business, and I was like, it was like the worst timing. I just bought a house, and then 2 months later, COVID happened, and then took away all my weddings. So it was like trying to find what else could I do. Um, and this seemed like a good idea because I already had a community built, an audience, and I was like, these people want certain products that these companies are refusing, literally just refusing to sell because of the wait times. So a lot of people didn't care about wait times. They're like, I don't care if I have to wait 2 to 6 months. I just want the product.
Yeah.
So that's where I stepped in. I was like, well, if they're not going to do it, then I'll do it, and then
Okay.
I'll make money off of it if they're not going to. So yeah, I just started helping people out from there. Stayed in the realm of vlogging, and then it transitioned to the e-commerce and selling carbon fiber parts for Kia Stinger and other cars.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So you guys actually you help sell carbon fiber. Then you do videos on installing it then?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like
So at the beginning so the 2018 car was like all performance parts and then all aesthetics after. And so that's how I learned how to film all that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, for sure like COVID changed the game. Like all of the games.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was weird how quickly everybody kind of adapted.
Yeah.
Like-
Well,
Or lack thereof.
yeah.
Or
I was
lack-
gonna say because like for sure a lot of people a lot of rich people thrived in that market. I think a lot of people were still like really confused and like more laid back with working and stuff after
Yeah.
that, and I think that really carried on afterwards. It just like people just stopped working. They just don't want to work anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, there have been a lot of that. Well, the work from home is like such a huge thing.
Everyone
Like-
wants to do it.
Yeah. I mean, some people really can. And it's great
Yeah.
because, like, I mean, dude, the quality of life matters.
Yeah.
If you fucking
Yeah.
hate your job and being in an office and you could do it from anywhere
Yeah.
and you can enjoy it, it's kind of like the silver lining, you
Right.
know? You could have your groceries delivered to your house.
Plus, you get to spend that time with your family. When your family knows that you're home and flexible with your schedule, like, what's not to love about that?
Yeah. And if you just started a family, when did you didn't have kids at that point yet, right? Or did you?
Yeah. So 2021 is when I had my son. So right after COVID. So it was during the COVID season when I was like, well, might as well make a baby. There's nothing else to do.
Gotta
Like-
stay warm.
I'm like, well, I'm not working anymore. So
Yeah.
want to make a kid and just entertain ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a baby 2021. He's 3 now, 3.5.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. You
Is
too.
yeah, right. I got
2?
I got 2 now, yes.
2.
Or yeah, I have 2. How about you have 1,
Yeah,
2?
just 1.
Working on 2 maybe?
Nah, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
You get your tubes tied?
Heck no, dude. I hate it. Honestly, I didn't even like hearing that like from I think my uncle or not. Yeah. Cousin's husband. So uncle, right? That's not
Your-
uncle. Cousin's husband. That's I don't even know what that is.
Your cousin's
Cousin's
husband? Hey, you're like your cousin-in-law?
Yeah, there you go.
You just call him your cousin because you're Italian.
Yeah,
So
basically.
Yeah. that's how it goes.
So he got his tied, and then I think someone else in the family got theirs tied, and I was just never really into that. I was like, I would never do that. I would just
yeah,
figure something else out.
I was asked, so like during birth, there can be complications, right? So
Right.
like in our situation, we probably shouldn't get pregnant again because like of the likelihood of what my wife went through happening again is pretty high.
Mm.
And as you get older, you become higher risk.
How old are you guys right now?
40.
Okay. Both of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
over 35, you're considered geriatric.
Yeah.
That's what I learned.
They even
And-
say once you're 30, you better get on it.
Yeah, you gotta get on it. So with the risk being a lot higher, they were like, we went to a gynecologist appointment, okay? And I don't know why. The gynecologist and my wife are talking about my balls. I'm like, listen, no, first of all, this is totally different parts. This is a different
Right.
department.
Right.
This is not a Kia. This is a truck. These are separate.
Crazy.
So I'm like, why?
Especially because it's yours and not theirs.
Yeah. I'm like, why is my situation the topic of the gynecologist appointment?
Sure.
And so, like you said, when you say stuff on here, you can't unsay it. But I'm probably not a comedian, or maybe I'm a comedian, but I'm probably not going to be on any stage. So
Yeah.
this is it. But the lady's like, there's very strict parameters, and it tells you what you should refrain from. Okay. And it says no vaginal intercourse. Right. And I'm like, so like, not like forever, this
Yeah.
is post delivery.
Right. This is like health class.
Yeah, exactly. This is just for a short period of time after. So, but like, I'm like how shallow of the doctor. Like my wife is so much more
Right.
than that.
Yeah.
And I have, you can't just put it into that parameters. But that kind of always was like, she was like, why don't you get a vasectomy? And I was like, this is not your position. You need to be helping my wife.
That's crazy.
So, but now that's like, well, why don't you get a vasectomy? That's like kind of what the idea is, but I don't think I could do it.
I would never do it.
I don't think I could do it. Yeah, like I can't. I wouldn't do it. Yeah.
I would never do it.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. My buddy said he had one, and he said, like his balls hang lower. I don't mean to get too off
I just
topic
have a
here,
different
but I'm like,
mindset completely about that stuff. I'm just like, God wouldn't want me to do this. I'm not doing it. Like, I know he didn't make me to get my balls chopped off halfway through my life. There's plenty of other ways.
yeah,
I don't want these doctors to make money off of something they don't need to make money off of.
yeah. There's contraceptives. There's a lot of workarounds.
Right.
Yeah, like I'm totally in the same boat.
I hear pullout is 90% accurate as well.
Pull out method.
Pullout method.
That's the method since the beginning of time.
Yeah. Worked.
Worked.
Yeah, we got records.
Yes, it's proven.
Yeah.
This is science.
Yeah, so I'm using that method
Yeah.
until
number 2.
yeah, basically it's worked ever since.
How old are you guys?
I'm 32. Dude, I
Okay.
keep getting confused the older I get, and I thought I was 33 at one point. I had to like count back. So weird, but yeah, I'm 32. She's 30.
Okay.
Yeah, December, and I'm December. She's January.
Yeah, we started trying obviously right around the time we got married, which was around 32.
Yeah.
And then it took a little bit.
What year was that?
I don't know. You were there. You were.
What?
It was at 2018. It was when you started your vlog.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
You should remember.
True.
This was a big day
Yeah.
for me. But yeah. So, well, that's cool. You're still young. I wish the advice to me was always like, oh, wait, don't have babies young. Like, wait. And now I'm like, man, I should have started young.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I think about that all the time.
Yeah, feels like I was duped by society.
100%. Yeah, because but it's also like, I mean, how are we brought up? We're brought up in this world where obviously we have to go to school for these many years, right? Back in the day, it was never like that.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we were with our family, being
Yeah.
taught by our family and the people around us, and working and being taught that way. And I'm sure there was things out there that help people learn that we don't know about, whether that was meeting up or or some type of outdoor activity, or who knows what they were doing back in the day to learn. It was either hands-on stuff, or I'm sure if
Apprenticeships.
they wanted to go into medicine or whatever, then I'm sure they were out there with the herbs or whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh right,
But
back in the day.
yeah, so the original question was what?
When did you when did you start or wishing we started having kids younger?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So the schooling. So if we didn't have that, it would be on our mindset more, I think. Especially because like my girl's parents, they're not together anymore. But when they are from Mexico, so in Mexico at 16-ish, I think they were getting it on because that's the way of life down there. It's not like go to school all these years and then go to college and whatever, and then have a baby after you're 40.
Yeah.
Like, basically.
Well, that's like what we're sold, or like not intent. I don't know if it's intentional, but it's totally.
I think it's intentional. I don't think it's intentional by like us, by like the people. I think it's intentional by like whoever is setting things up in this world. Like, it's not like it's one person. I think it's just money is moving how it's being controlled, obviously.
Yeah. Did it change your perspective? Did you feel like how did having kids, or how did having a child? Did anything change?
No.
Felt the same?
I mean, yeah, a little bit, a little. I mean,
What is it? What is it? What do you?
I mean, like, I guess it did, but like, there's just like certain changes that only you kind of know, like, of how you're developing as a dad or as a parent. But like when we first had him, I'm like, dude, I still feel like a kid to my parents. Like, it feels weird that I'm a dad and I don't feel like a dad. It just feels like I'm still a kid. So I don't know. So like that was the weird dynamic of it. So that's why I didn't really feel like things have changed. Also, when people are like, "Oh, when you have kids, then you have to do, or you're gonna sacrifice yourself more for them, or you're gonna work. That's gonna make you strive to work harder because now you have kids." I was like, I never stopped striving to work hard. Like, I'm like, well, now I gotta try in life. It's like that never happened to me. I was always focused on knowing what I need to do. But yeah, I think I'm slowly just becoming what I'm meant to become.
Yeah. There is a thought like that kind of like money comes when kids come, and like things kind of follow suit. But yeah, like I'm the same way. Like I felt like for whatever reason having the first child didn't change me all that much. Was your first child a boy?
Yeah.
Is his name Anthony?
No, I couldn't.
What do you mean you
said
couldn't?
no.
She said
no.
What was
But I also was like, nah, because my dad's Anthony and I'm Anthony. He doesn't have a middle name, so I'm not Junior, but I do. It was just trouble getting like cars or getting a house, and I was like, it's just so dumb because like they ask for your social and all your information, and you give it to them, and they still think I'm my dad, and asking me questions like, you know, how they ask you questions about the loan, and you gotta verify who you are, and it's like, did you have this car? And it's like, this is my dad. So like, you have my social. How do you not know that it's two different people?
Yeah.
So I just don't want him going through that. So I was like, yeah, let's do different name. But his middle name is Anthony, and then first name I just let her decide because she's very she wants to beg.
I know some guys that they're like, I'm like, what did you name your son? And they're like, my wife named him. Like he's like, I gave her the baby, and she does everything else. Like, but I thought it was hard to pick a boy's name.
Yeah.
We had girl. I felt like it was easy because we didn't know.
Easy.
Did you know what you were gonna have before?
Yeah, we knew. But at the whole time we were saying, preparing our transvestite kid as we're calling him a girl in the womb the whole time, and then realized that he was a boy. she was like, it was upset a little bit.
Was she?
I'm gonna say it live, babe.
It
We're
was-
upset.
Shoot.
It was so funny because I was like, oh, thank God we didn't do that review in front of everyone.
The reveal and it's not right.
Yeah.
That happens. I had a friend that happened to. You got a lot of friends. But yeah, no, that's a common thing.
Yeah.
But did you do the ultrasound?
Yeah. We did ultrasound. And that's how we found out.
The sex?
No. We had them, do the reveal.
Okay.
So that's how we found out.
It was because I remember looking at the ultrasound of like my son. They're like, here's one leg. Here's another leg. There's another leg. And then you're like, wait. And then it's like, but it was very like,
Big leg.
it's a big leg. It's very hard to see, I thought, in like the male ultrasound. And when I saw like my daughter's ultrasound, for whatever reason, it was
Easy?
it was so much easier. I
Really?
thought, I don't know why. That's it for me. I was like, oh, that's clearly a female. Whereas like the
Oh.
male, you're like, all right, where's the male? And then you see it, you're like, okay. And they
Yeah.
like point it out. And sometimes
Yeah.
orientation can play a role.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
not a doctor,
I
but I
was
have eyes.
only able to see a picture though. I wasn't able to go in at that time. I don't think. It was either like one time I was busy working, another time they said no, only the mom, and then I was like, okay. And then they changed their mind like 30 minutes later. I'm like, well, it's too late now, so just do it. And then there was another time where they said they couldn't find his heartbeat, and then made us go to the emergency room, and they're like, his heartbeat's right there. So like, give us a little scare with that. We're like, what the heck?
Oh yeah.
How do you not know if the heartbeat's there?
Yeah. It's
So,
scary.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens. That's a big thing. It doesn't come up a lot, but the first 3 months, you know what the mortality rate is
Oh God.
in vitro?
No.
25% in the first 3 months
That they're gonna survive?
that they were not going to survive.
They're not.
Yeah. 25%
I
of
could see that.
pregnancies don't pass I guess it's the first trimester
Oh yeah, yeah.
or the
yeah.
first 3 months. I don't know. I may be totally wrong and butchering that, but I think that's part of why like you're not really supposed to tell people till after 3 months
Sure.
because the
Yeah.
likelihood is 25% of it not coming through,
Yeah.
which is like, dude, I mean, it's heartbreaking for 25% of the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's not something that, and I don't know if that has to deal with age, but I know the complications, they can get worse. That's why I think,
Sure. I
If
think
you-
a little bit, but not.
yeah, after 35, you're considered geriatric
Yeah.
to doctors. So if you're listening and you're young, just have
Oh,
babies.
for sure. I mean, I know some people are like, "Oh, my mom was 45 and had me," and I'm
Wow.
just like, "Well, that's a risk. You're an anomaly. There's
Yeah,
not. It's not.
that's-
That doesn't happen a lot."
Yeah. It is more common though. Like a lot of the people in our age group are like in their 40s and like have young kids. And there was like this gap, and I don't know why, but they're like, yeah, wait, like live your life. But it's like, what kind of life
Yeah.
is there? I mean, not that everyone has to have kids, but if that's part of your life, you know,
That is.
yeah, I think I wish I wouldn't have listened to anybody, you know? I wish I would have just followed my heart.
But even now, it's not drilled in anyone's heads yet. What do they do after high school, college, whatever? They're still pursuing the same type of nightlife or having fun that they've pursued when they were kids. So
Yeah.
what has changed? The only people that have adopted from that are the people who are focusing on that are like careers and want to do something beyond, and they're not comfortable where they are. Like I know I have a buddy who's just very comfortable where he's at, and he doesn't care about like driving forward or making more money or looking to do something new. They just want to settle. So yeah, they
that's
don't
true.
care. That's why.
Yeah. There's
I
nothing
think
wrong
it's
with
I
that.
think it's a selfish though. It kind of is like it's a selfish way of life in a sense because you're only thinking about yourself, about having fun. That life comes down to sacrifice, and it really comes down to sacrificing yourself for the people around you and your family. If we want to create a nation, a growing nation with our own heritage, and you're not having kids, well, and you're focused on yourself and wasting life, basically, you're not really contributing to society, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe not. But everyone's, I mean, it's hard for me in retrospect to say there's a right and a wrong way. I definitely feel like,
Not everyone's meant to have kids. You're right.
yeah, and some people, I think what it is too, part of it, it's like you see the joy and you see like your side of it and I see my side of it. And you think like, of course, like your friend that doesn't have a girlfriend or whatever, that's of a certain age or something, you see like, well, if they could just see like their actual value as like a man, being like an older, like someone with like a job and like a nice situation, that they are very much contributors to society and they are desired by, let's say, like younger women, and they could have that. It just, to you and to me too, I see that and I have the tendency to do that, be like you could just get like meet some nice young girl and like start a family, and they're like, no way, and then like it happens, but like you said, like it's not necessarily like, well, like you said, God, you're following your path,
Yeah.
So people have their paths. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to put that on people. Although
Yeah.
I feel like if I had to, I'm very biased and I would say yes,
Yeah.
100%,
Yeah, sure.
I
mean, there was definitely a point in my life where I didn't know if I was even gonna like have a family or have a woman at all, because I was just kind of done with women in that sense. Where my experiences were bad, and I've only had like two experiences before the girl I'm with now,
mm-hmm.
And they were just bad. So like, there's obviously a generality of women and a generality of men, and then there's like the top tiers that are separate, that are a little bit different, still in the general area, whatever. So yeah, just over time, I was just thinking to myself, like, because I know in the Bible there's people that you don't. Not everyone's gonna have a kid, and that's not everyone's path is to have children, which is fine. So I thought at one point that was my path, and I was kind of coming to grips with it, but God knew my heart the whole time, and I was like, He knew I wanted a family, kids, a son, and like even when like my kid was in the womb and I didn't know if it was a boy or a girl, and I thought it was a girl, He knew it was a boy because he knew what he was doing. It was like, I'm the first one of the Tortoriellos to have a child in the family, and I'm the second oldest, and out of the cousins, whatever, it's still me, and it's a boy. Of course, it's going to be a boy, and of course, he's going to be the start to lead the next generation. So
That's funny
that
you
awesome.
say that.
Yeah.
That is kind of like, not the hope, but it is like it's a thought for sure, because my son is the oldest
In the family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has one sister that's the second oldest, and they have one cousin.
Yeah, one cousin.
That's it.
And with us right now, because we have I don't even know, my mom's side of the family, he has one brother, and he had two boys and a girl, but the two boys, I don't know what they're doing. They're a little younger than me though still, so they have time.
Yeah.
I have two older male cousins on my dad's side, and they both, pretty sure one got married and then tied his nuts up. So right away, no kids. And then the second one doesn't want to get married or have kids. And like, so it really came down to, and then the rest of the cousins are girls. So then it came down to our family, which is my older brother and me, my younger brother and younger sister. So yeah, I just thought that was amazing how God kind of just wrapped it all together and gave it to me. And it's like, I was the worst of the bunch too, 100%. I was doing the most. Like, I would be the one who was trying the drugs, like smoking weed, nothing crazy. Like, I was the one who was. I mean, my older brother drank. He would get drunk and stuff, but like I did more stupid stuff. I was more of the stupid side. Uh,
Wild child.
yeah, 100%. But then later in life, I think around 2015, I sought God more, and yeah, it was so weird how like it came to me like
You bring
how
up God a lot in your
yeah,
it's a big part of your life.
yeah, 100%. Well, he's just main focus. Everything is around him for sure. Even though we sidetrack and think of ourselves, I always go back to him for sure.
I've been noticing that a lot in a lot of people that are around me lately, and I don't know why. I don't
You're
think it's
gonna
a
attract.
yeah.
It's a mindset too, especially when I was going to church a lot, and I was like really on fire. I would attract so many other people in the world. It was so weird, and like certain things would just come in my life, or certain people, and or certain opportunities to give, and it was just so weird how it's all happening. But I know why it's happening and how it's happening. But not everyone who has a mindset like that is gonna see that or understand that. If you don't have God in your life and on the center of your mind, then you're not gonna really think the way I'm thinking in that sense. Because a lot of people believe,
Mhm.
but that's just it. They just say I believe in God, and that's just it. But like, there's a big difference when like he's literally on your mind, like he's a second person in your head, basically, right? So yeah, a lot of people just don't have that. They don't understand that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
it's part of your journey.
Yeah, man. So
It's spiritual. You're religious, spiritual. What would you say? It doesn't matter. Same thing.
nah, I don't believe in religion.
Okay.
Um it's just faith, relationship with my creator.
Yeah.
Um yeah, it's the best way to describe it. Because I know I grew up Catholic, so I know what a religion is. I know um what following certain guidelines or structures in order to what they say whenever I mean, I film this stuff all the time, so it's just like
You
hard
are.
not to
Yeah. You
speak up
feel.
at church and be like, hey, that's not what it is.
Yeah. You spend a lot of time filming in
Yeah,
churches.
all the time. So they say a lot of stuff like this is you gotta get your partner to heaven, and she's got to get you to heaven, and it's like, where does it say that? It doesn't say that anywhere. But people they just listen and follow. But um yeah, it's just it's we don't have to do anything necessarily for to be accepted or to go to heaven. Just believe in
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's it.
That's all it takes.
That's really all it takes.
What about this being heaven?
Uh, yeah, heaven down on earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, bringing that's another thing I learned at church, actually, because I didn't know that growing up my whole life. Was that we could bring heaven down from earth, and that's what it was meant to be. It was meant to be that we're supposed to bring heaven down to earth so that we could live in heaven here. And instead, we're taught we got to do things to go up instead of the other way around.
It's exported. Yeah. You gotta. Your good deeds are meant for export when you. Yeah. No, it's
Airdropped.
yeah. Airdropped. It's a little. It seems a little. I want to say unintuitive to believe in something other than because obviously we know life as much as we can. We experience it. It's empirical, right? It's what we know is what we've lived, and it seems like everything being so abstract with TVs and the internet and memes and like ideas. A lot of people, I feel like, find that to be what they identify reality as. And what they say they know is a lot less empirical and a lot more of let's say just an abstract understanding, but it seems very it seems unintuitive or the opposite of intuition to think that it's not meant for like here and now.
Yeah.
I don't I like Jim Carrey. He seems a little, whatever he is, he is. But, being free in yourself, being able to let go, and not to say not apologize or unapologetic, but, being able to sit down and have a conversation and know that and not judge yourself, I guess is freedom, right? You're only unfree against whose word? Your own, right?
Yeah.
Who do you got to look at? Yourself, right? I mean, if you judge somebody else, it's like, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
The only person you feel justified in judging is like yourself.
Yeah, I mean, we're only supposed to judge people according to what we know is right or wrong, it's like, you got to take the needle out of your own eye first in order to be able to have judgment on someone. And it's not like you're judging to accuse. You don't want to be an accuser in your judgment. We want to judge to do what's right. Just like you're not gonna let the fat kid keep eating his fat snacks 24 hours a day. Someone's gonna tell him, "Hey, fatty, you got to put the chips down, and we're moving away from your diet. We're gonna start doing what's right here. I don't care what you think about it. If you hate me and you think I sound evil calling you out, but this is what it is." So the only judgment should be good, but there's a lot of judges who are obviously accusers rather than looking to seek for what's right.
It's a hard thing.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing. It is hard because it seems so obvious. There's a saying in Italian, and I don't know what it is in Italian.
I'm not gonna know.
But it's like what you need to. There's the amount of distance between land and an island, and that amount of distance is how much you can see yourself. This is terrible. It's like basically if you could see yourself, it would be easy to change. And most people can't see themselves, and you never can. And it's easy to see the flaws in other people because you can clearly see them, but we hide from ourselves in so many ways.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Even if you bring something to the forefront of somebody else that's not willing to see it, if they're not willing to see it, they're not going to see it, and
that's it.
You're just going to hurt them.
That's it. You're right.
It's hard enough to change myself. I can't. How
it
can
is. It is. Because even when I do stupid stuff or say stupid stuff or like get irritated at stupid stuff, and I immediately after I hear myself in my head like, why would you say that if you know that's wrong to say? And it's like, dang, like that goes to show how quickly I could still get triggered, right? Or still let things affect me that really shouldn't affect me. But again, it also comes down to who has that right voice in their head, and the people that a lot of people don't have that. So we're like, yeah, you got to call yourself out on the things that you slip up on, because we're all gonna continuously slip up no matter what.
Yeah. Taking accountability for those things, I think, is the first step.
Yeah. It's really just catching yourself.
Yeah. Because you might not be able to change.
Yeah.
But I think the first step is to say, hey, you're right. I shouldn't act that way. Where innately you want to say, hey, I acted that way because of whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And that's like, I think that's like our generation.
Yeah.
There are people, older generations that have that, but I feel like more so it's not. And I think it's it's more obvious in the younger generations. And then I think eventually it'll just be like fully automatic, right? That's like evolution. It'll just be obvious that you should take accountability for yourself And
I
I
don't
mean,
think
that's the
so.
only,
I don't think they'll go that route. Because I believe in
it's freedom.
I believe we could change, but there's really got to be a something greater in our lives, like God, in order to change us. Because like if we're not redirecting our focus, then we're always going to focus on the things that we want and that we desire, and we're not. And what we want and desire doesn't always align with what He wants and desires for our lives, because of who we could become with Him instead of who we could become without Him. Um,
Or her. Is it always him?
no, it's Him.
What?
It's Him.
Okay.
Uh,
You say so.
yeah. I don't know, for the world to completely change to um like automatic, like you said. I don't see that, because there has to be like how many adults are out here teaching their kids the right thing, whereas I think back then we had more normalized of like respect your elders, right? Back then that was like a for sure thing. You respect your
Yeah.
elders. Now it's like a for sure not thing. And but who's teaching to go back to respect your elders? Nobody. Like that, even the government is like set up to where it's like free for all. It's like almost do what you want.
Yeah, yeah, in America at least it seems. I know a lot of other cultures they try to preserve those traditions. There is a lot of value in that. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
America kind of is like it's like a cultural free for all,
Yeah.
you know? Like art in and of itself is all of it celebrated,
Yeah,
no matter what the message is.
for sure.
And there's so much nuance. It's kind of interesting, you know? It would be boring if it wasn't. Whatever the status quo is, it's in your nature to push it. Like
Yeah.
even as a child, any limitation, especially in my son, I see it. You know, anything that you're going to restrict him with,
Yeah.
he's going to test.
For sure.
And if you don't set that boundary, there's not really a reason to test.
Yeah.
So with the media and everyone kind of like, I think that's why there's such an obvious divisiveness. Like, not necessarily divisiveness, but divisiveness to keep things separated. You know, like race baiting,
Yeah.
sexuality. Like as soon as you draw a hard line in the sand, then people can debate what's right, what's left. Well, everyone has the freedom to live how they will,
Yeah.
which is great. But does it end up?
I mean, it goes back to it. Honestly, it really makes me think of Babylon. It really does, man, because it's like, well, God separated all the languages for a reason, right? And then yet we're living in today's society where we're trying to bring all the languages back together and intermix everything. And here's the AI that now maybe we could all speak one language. I'm like, that's where we're almost going back to, is like integration to that oneness again, where everyone could communicate with one another. And like, that's exactly what led to the separation. So I think nationalism is great. Everyone having their own cultures is great. Is leading to where I didn't really want it to go, but
Where's it going?
but I think, you know, white people need a country.
Wait, what the hell does that mean?
White people need a country. Well, I say that because
everyone has a country.
America is a great demonstration of the power of the power of grace, with allowing everyone welcomed into the greatest country with the greatest constitution set up for everyone, all civilians who live here. But the issue is our Constitution is supposed to be set up for our citizens, where right now it's set up for the entire world. So it's like if you're coming here illegally, then you're protected. That's not how it was set up. It wasn't set up to protect people who break the law. So when I say like, oh, like white countries need to exist, we have America, which is intermixing. It obviously it started mostly the majority white, obviously, and then now, especially now, where they're like forcing so many people into our nation. But then they're doing that to all the white countries, right? They're doing that to France. They're doing that to Britain. They're doing that to all these Germany, all the countries, all the European countries. But you don't see China, Mexico. They're not integrating with, let's say, all these blacks going to Mexico, or all these Asians going to a non-Asian Brazil, right?
Yeah, they're not.
So like they're not taking out the national population that resides there. So like that's why I say like separation of cultures and nationalities is a great, beautiful thing, and that's how we come together and see how different we are, and see each race is great at different things. And I think blending is okay, but blending to the point where everyone's blending, and then it starts to become, why do white people not have a country anymore, is what I'm starting to see it as. Only because, and I only say that because I see every other culture having their own country without this issue. So why is it that we can't?
Well, America's an attractive place.
Yeah.
I mean, we stole it, essentially, but I don't know what hasn't been stolen in the history of history. I don't know much about history, but yeah, America has it's nice. I mean, a lot of other countries, I don't think we really realize how good we have it in America. I mean, if you live in a suburb of America, even if it's a poor suburb, I mean, you have everything that anybody could ever want or need.
100%.
If that's not like utopia, the reason it's not is because, you're living in your imagination, and you're not, there's a lot of adversity that you're not exposed to, and you believe you're supposed to live a life that doesn't have any adversity.
Yeah.
When I think fundamentally what makes life so great is that adversity, because it gives you contrast. Because without going through terrible things, you don't really know how to appreciate good things,
Sure.
I think.
Yeah.
And
all of us, we have
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, who knows what's best? It's strange it's like having an Italian heritage. Like, I would like that. I know if you go there, it's preserved. Where like America, our heritage, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean,
It's anymore.
Yeah, it's slavery. It's like there's a lot. It's civil war, but every country has its history.
But I don't know, because white people were the last to adopt slavery, and they were also the first to get rid of it. So I don't know if we can't say like America. Yeah, we might have had slavery here, but who didn't in the world? I think all parts of the world. But also, I don't think the normal white person had a slave. I think honestly that was either the rich, right? I don't think everyone was going around with a slave.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure.
Like
yeah, I don't.
very small portion. I think we're taught whatever we were taught in school that was set up by the government. So it's like we only really know what we know.
Yeah, what we've experienced.
Yeah, that's another thing about like grandparents and stuff. Like they don't have this recording and stuff. To, like look back on.
There are right. I do know. I mean, because I deal a lot in rentals and things, and there's people, and I talk to a lot of just different people, and you're not that far off from people that you're not that many generations away from from their being slaves.
Yeah.
And like
Still today, just different countries.
different countries, cobalt or whatever. I think the ideas when I was younger was that like it wasn't real because it was in the past. And it doesn't feel like it affects anybody or hurts anybody. And then as you get older, you realize like there's a ton of adversity all the time. And the fact that any of this even exists seems like nothing short of miraculous.
Yeah.
And it's easy to say this is wrong and that's wrong and this is wrong. And it seems obvious that, you shouldn't be able to keep people as slaves.
Yeah.
But it also seems obvious like there shouldn't be such thing as jails. And you're like, well, what do you do with people that murder? It's like, I don't know, but I feel like that's not okay either. Like
Well,
it's like my opinion doesn't really change the outcome of the world.
Sure.
And I feel like to have an opinion on things a lot of times, it's always like debatable. I have a real hard time
yeah.
being confident in my opinions about.
Sure. Because who's right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, well, that's how they grew up. They're not a part of society. They committed crimes and they need to be, it's like a tough thing.
Yeah, it's
I
just
don't
how
know.
it's how it's all set up. I mean, money would get rid of probably 90% of the crimes if we think about it. You watch any of these YouTube body cams and like the majority of these crimes happen because of money. Like it just comes down to like money. People are just not where they want to be in life, so they're unhappy and stressed, and then any little thing gets to them. We have an emotional issue in this country. We aren't taught to how to handle our emotions. I know they had like mental insane asylums and stuff back in the day, but like there really needs to be something. Not that, but I believe like school would be better if even that was integrated. How to control your emotions, how to be patient, and then working on that patience.
Well, we're
it-
not given those tools.
no, for sure.
We're
not.
given a phone with like
Sure not.
skittles of color and sounds that are entrancing. And it's like very much the opposite. Although it seems very obvious what would be good.
And it's weird though, because again, this is just like the Bible in me speaking, but we're living in this world of obviously this world is run by Satan.
What do you mean?
Well,
I don't know. What do you mean?
So okay. So
We're going deep today.
yeah, we are.
We're going real deep. That's okay.
So yeah, when Jesus went out into and forgive me because I don't know the Bible as well as I should.
Okay.
But when Jesus went into the wilderness, he did see Satan and have a small talk with him.
In the desert?
Yeah, in the desert. And Satan did offer him all these things. He said, look out, look at all the land. I could give you the land from here to there. I could give you all your needs and desires. All you got to do is bow down to me and call me God. And that scripture alone goes to show that, like, so who's the giver of things on this earth?
The material world.
It sounds like Satan has that power to be able to give you all your desires. And then you look at all the people who have money, riches, fame, whatever, and you see them like living this lifestyle where any normal person would go to jail for half the things politicians or these famous people are doing, but they don't. The world's not run by good, it's run by evil. So it's just the good people within the world who, God wants us to bring the goodness into the world and bring heaven down on earth and be the change. But we're fighting against that. Do we want the things that we desire or the things that God desires, which is bringing heaven down?
you don't think that this, the only, like, I think about like Buddhism. It makes me think of like the yin and the yang. Because isn't it, I mean, you can't have good without evil. You can't have positive without negative. I just feel
Sure.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
don't
No.
you feel like those things are all within you?
Good and evil?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. That's why it's a choice. Why it's all a choice. If we want to be good or evil, that's why we could choose everything Satan has to offer or everything God has to offer. That's why what do you want? And you're going to be sacrificing yourself for him or for God.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I like that. It's a choice.
And
Yeah.
dude, like I don't know the Bible as good as I should. Like I've read scripture here and there. I haven't read front to back or anything like that. I've picked up on things, and I've tried to read a lot of the New Testament. I've read only a little bit of the Old Testament, but this all comes strictly from his wisdom that he's given to me, because I wouldn't have this type of discernment if that stuff wasn't in me. But if you don't put the Bible in you, then I know there's nothing for the Holy Spirit to regurgitate, because that's who the Holy Spirit's supposed to be. He says that if you don't put the word in you, then he has nothing to
Come out of you.
come out of you. Yeah. But if you put in you all this stuff like the news or social media, if that's the only thing coming in you, then you got no word in you. You can't discern with a godly mindset.
It's like you are what you eat.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
I remember being little and my dad was like, my mom was like telling me, this is wrong. Don't do this. My dad, like when we were alone, he's like, listen, you know what's right and what's wrong. Doesn't matter what I say, what anybody else says. You're born knowing,
Yeah.
and you
We have it
just
in
do.
us.
He goes, you just do what's right. He goes, do what's right. That's it. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You know what to do, and I should never have to tell you anything. And obviously, he's told me a lot of things, but as far as like moral things, not really, And I kind of liked that. It kind of made me the authority, and then it kind of made me feel like responsible. And then, especially being young, because you're much more in tune when you're young. You're much more sensitive.
Yeah.
The words mean less. You
Yeah.
you dwell in a much more feeling place,
For sure.
and it's easier to navigate.
That's where learning comes in too, though, when we're like, it's more freely. Oh, okay. I'm sure it will be bad.
Then you smoke the weed,
And then you smoke the weed.
and then it's terrible. No, but well, I didn't think it was going to get into religion. I'll tell you that. But that's cool. I'm glad it is. I think it's good, like your flexibility, because you didn't even know you were going to do this today. You thought you were going to do a photo shoot for me for
I don't know what I was thinking. You said Huntley, and then I had that in my mind, but then I saw the Addison address or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, but I'm going.
And then I'm like, maybe we're going to shoot a music video. And you're like, yeah, we could do that. You're like, do you have a song? Maybe you got a song. And you're like, I could do whatever. Like, that's a great attitude. I really like that. I didn't know that about you. I'm glad I do. I kind of like to take that attitude too.
It's like, well, I'm here, and I wasn't ready for this, so it's a little awkward because I don't know what I'm gonna do. But sure, we can do it. It's like, yeah, that's how I am for sure.
That's good. I like to do that. It's good to be flexible.
Yeah.
You got to go with the flow.
Absolutely. I'm also a firm believer in giving and sacrificing yourself for people.
Well, you did that video for me, and then like I was like, how much I owe you? And you were like, nothing. And I was like, what the hell? Like, this is not how this works. And then it stuck with me. It made me debate everything I was doing, like for a while, because I'm like, why? Like, why? Now I have to think about everything I'm doing and how much I'm charging people and why I'm charging them. It put me in a different. I'm glad it did. I'm glad you did, because it's not all about money.
It's not.
and I want to say money makes the world go round, but I don't think it does.
No.
People make the world go round.
Absolutely.
And you know what? If something happened to money or something happened to the economy, people always have the ability to make the world go round.
Yep. And then help one another out.
Yeah. Like if the money fell apart and there's still gas in your truck and there's the gas stations there, people could just keep living their life.
Pretty much.
You know, it would
We'll
be
trade
weird.
or do something.
Yeah, it would be weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be weirder than like the day Donald Trump became president.
Yeah.
That seems really weird to me, you know?
Yeah,
But
first time.
to think the world's not weird is weird. The world
Yeah.
is weird.
Yeah.
You know weird? You know what weird historically means?
No.
It means magic.
Really?
Someone that would be weird would have like magical tendencies.
Really? Weird meant magic?
Yeah, that's the native. That's the origin.
Wow.
Was
Weird.
they were
Magical.
It was magical, yeah. Like
Yeah.
there was a weirdness, like a surrealness or a supernaturalness to,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have necessarily have a good connotation. I mean, there's witches,
Yeah.
There's
yeah, exactly.
wizards, although wizards get a better rap than witches.
Right. Oh, yeah, I'm sure they do. Wizards, I love to choose the wizard. But witches, no. You can't play with witch. Witches, you think of real life. Real life witches.
The Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but I mean, I know that money will come, obviously, no matter where it's coming from. Whether it's going to come from you or somewhere else, it's going to come. So even if I don't charge you or someone for something at that time, I know that someone else will be providing that money for me. That's how honestly, that's just what I always firmly believe, that as long as I'm helping someone, and if I am not asking them for anything in return, that it's going to come back to me somewhere else.
it's like celestial equity.
It is passive.
It's passive income. This is passive income.
Yeah.
It's true too, because you know, so subtle is the currency of feeling good, and it can be negotiated on your own terms if you act in ways that make you feel good. And doing things like that definitely got to make you feel good. It made me feel good. It made me feel great. I was like, this is awesome. No, but it really put me back. But does it feel good? I mean, like it's an act of kindness.
Yeah, it's just something where, I just know that's coming back in some way. I know what I'm doing. Like whatever I'm doing it's like when you manage someone else's business, like when you're managing, even if I'm working at the grocery store, Dominic's or Jewel or whatever, you work at that store just to get paid and then you go home. But who are the people working at that store who are managing the manager stuff? So that, I mean, if I'm taking care of this for you, then one day I'm going to have that, because I'm showing God, this is what I could handle. This is what I can manage in my life. And I'm going to prove it to you each and every day. Same thing with before you get a home. I remember this specifically before I got a home, because I had this mindset. I knew that if I managed my parents' home and whatever they ask of me, I do. If I see dishes, okay, I'll do it, or whatever. As long as I manage it, then one day I will have a house. And then once I got the house before COVID took it away. Same thing. I just always kept it clean and not as clean as it is today in my new home. But whatever I'm managing for someone. So if I manage that for you, then I'm gonna get something greater to manage later. So that's how I take it. So some other opportunity is gonna come my way. So
Yeah.
whether it's from you again with something, oh my gosh, this person came to me and now we have an opportunity, like something like that could happen.
We're gonna do a music
Yeah,
video.
there we go. There we go. Yay is about to stop in the studio. Be like, hey,
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah. That's a great way to look at things. It's good to hear too. That's kind of why I like doing this. It's because I like to hear how other people,
think.
yeah, like how do they justify life? Like, geez, I mean, it's great if you don't and you can just live. I feel so plagued with this running mind.
My goodness. Do we not have things on our mind all the time? Like when I'm getting work done at the house, I have 7 different things on my mind, man. And I'm like, I'll be doing one thing like packaging some e-commerce stuff, like some emblems, and then I'll be thinking of like the video that I got touch up before I leave, and then I'll go but there's just so many different things that I forget a lot of things because of that, and then it'll like come back to me later. Or if you step into a room and you forget as soon as you stepped into that room, I'm like, I don't even know why I came in here anymore.
I'm sure you felt that way when you walked in here.
For
You're
sure.
like,
Oh, for sure.
what is this? What's going on here?
As soon as I got out of my car, as soon as I pulled up to Jewel, I'll tell you what, I was real confused. I was like, what did did you send me the wrong address? That's what I thought.
That's what people are like, I'm at Jewel. I'm like, yeah, what do you want? They're like, are you meeting me here? Are we going to drive? Is it at your house?
Oh my gosh. All of these things popped in my head basically. Because I was thinking about the Huntley address and I was like, maybe we're going to that address next, or maybe he sent it to me on accident. I didn't even know.
Well, I'll tell you what, I definitely need a good headshot. Can you help me do that?
Well, yeah,
later?
Man. Yeah, I got my light and camera on me.
Later.
Got 256 gigabytes ready.
You got a lot.
Got a
Did you get that at GameStop?
No. You know what's becoming more popular now that we're mentioning GameStop? Pokemon.
Since when?
No, I don't know. Recently, I guess. My brother,
Go? You're talking about Pokemon Go, or since then?
No, just Pokemon in general.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden it's like a hot thing again. I don't know if you know, but you don't know, so I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, tell me about it.
So like, my little brother brought up Pokemon to me maybe, I don't know, months ago, or maybe it was last month. And he was just like, the old cards that me and my older brother used to have, that he lost basically all the cards or gave them all away, and they were worth a lot of money now. So that's what made me think about it. So he was showing me the old cards, and I was like, oh, I don't really like the new ones anymore. It's not like the simple artwork anymore. It's more like the entire card is like graphic design craziness. So I wasn't into it.
Talk about nuance.
Yeah, literally. So I was just like, let me just look it up and see what's going on with it. And the market right now is like crazy for Pokemon cards for some reason. I guess like the past 4 months, it's been like you could double, triple, quadruple your money if you like get a box early. So like people are buying these $15 boxes and then selling them for like $120. It's wild stuff.
Yeah.
So they don't even stay on store shelves right now. It's like gone as soon as it hits the shelf. And it's like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it seems so bizarre. And it's like, it's a currency.
Yeah.
It's like a currency. That's like,
that's an investment. That's an investment when it's going up in value like that.
It makes you wonder about, I know that NFTs during the COVID, they were kind of like what's an NFT? How does that work?
Yeah, I still don't really.
And like the blockchain and all that.
Yeah.
But it seems like, I don't know much about it, but it's very interesting. And here's my prediction. It's like a chronological place and space holder for an image or a circumstance.
Mm.
So what I think it'll do is like, if the world turns against each other and it starts going after each other, you're going to need to protect yourself in any way that you can.
Grab as many Pokemon cards as you can.
And buy up those Pokemon cards. Or maybe it doesn't turn against itself.
Yeah.
But like to know for certain, like with AI, everything, like did it really happen? But to have like a blockchain and say this was at this location at this time, and we know that to be verified in the blockchain, it's like a layer of documentation that can be like validated.
That's what NFT is?
I don't know.
Oh.
Like an NFT is a non-fungible token. So it's like it's basically
okay.
a unique digital asset,
Okay.
even though you can make a copy of it. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen one.
So like here's an idea. VR, right? It's a thing.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a big thing.
Sure.
It already is a big thing, but it will be the biggest thing.
100%.
So like you have someone like Angelina Jolie, okay? So she goes in and she sits in our podcast and we scan her in 3D, right? Which I'm sure someone has done this.
Yeah.
And then they say, okay, like if she has a truck, whatever she has, you own 50%, we own whatever, they buy the rights to use or lease her likeness. And now
That's great.
she can be like a real person in digital reality forever, like immortalized. And you could like rent, okay, I want her in my movie, I'm going to rent her, like her actual body visually. And then with like
in your headset.
in your headset. But if there's haptic feedback, then you can also touch.
Yeah.
Not that that's the point.
Hey, but
I
I'm
mean-
sure it will get there. I'm
I
sure
mean-
that will be the point.
Yeah.
In the future.
It's very interesting. So like, but like that being like an NFT, like an image, but having like complete digital ownership over something digital. So it would be like that, like creating, it's just like real estate. There's a limited amount. If people are all in the same space, or like you want the real Angelina Jolie,
Yeah.
like this is the NFT. This is the real one.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
isn't a Chinese knockoff. The legitimate, which it seems crazy, but it's definitely like, I mean, have you seen Beowulf? You ever seen that? She's like in that movie. It's like she's like digitally rendered. The whole movie's a very graphically beautiful
Yeah.
like rendition of
Yeah.
like reality. But like an NFT, you go in and you can own a digital asset, and then you could trade it, right?
Okay.
It has a value. Like you can, for whatever reason, like Bleeple,
Right.
he was selling lots of NFTs. There was that NFT with the cat, the pixelated cat
Oh,
on the
okay.
Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
And that was worth however much money, like some
I
ridiculous.
don't know. Something stupid.
We're going to look.
Over $1 million.
NFT cat on Pop-Tart value.
$500.
Oh, no, it's not worth shit anymore. It's around $500. Wow.
A picture. Digital.
Let's see. Highest value.
You own the rights.
I mean, it's like, it seems weird. Like
It's
to us,
almost
it's
like,
very weird, but to our kids, I'm sure it'll be.
It's buying art. It's like
The Merge. It sold for $91.8 million on Nifty Gateway in 2001. The unique NFT was purchased for almost $30,000 by 30,000 collectors as buyers, mass units.
just like everyone could have a copy, but you have the original. Basically.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's gonna continue to develop and do good, probably, because artwork does the same thing. It's like the same thing with artwork.
It's definitely a technology, and it comes like full circle. Like a lot of good technologies start off as like a novel thing,
Yeah.
and then they get repurposed or appropriated,
Yeah.
which everyone loves to use in such a bad way. But like appropriation is like the father of ingenuity. it's like using something for one purpose. And having that same thing be a super efficient application for something completely unrelated,
Yeah.
and it working. It's like, it's genius. You cut away manufacturing by doing that, by appropriating things. It's like, I think it's very human, but everyone's like, cultural appropriation is like a bad thing. Like, I don't like the word being used in such a negative way and like a vindictive sort of like way. Like, I don't know. That's a whole weird thing.
I keep thinking that if they make characters like Angelina Jolie, say they 3D scan people, like put people in games or whatever in VR, it makes me think like then they'll like then they start to write your scripts and like stuff like that. So that, like they have your voice, and
Yeah.
now all they need to do is just like write the script of whatever game or scenario that
Yeah.
you're tapping into.
Yeah. They won't even have to write it. They'll say, write me a script
Oh yeah,
that does these
yeah,
things.
exactly.
What's the basis?
You're right.
Like,
right.
and it's not that.
Yeah, just narrow it down with AI. Tell AI to write
Yeah.
the script for you.
Yeah. It's
Crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy because I even told Grok to generate me this game before, and then I was just like, generate me this game. I gave it the dynamics of the game, and it generated me the codes and whatever, and then I copied that and I sent it to a gaming company.
Yeah.
Like, how much to make this game for me? I had it to where I told it to like integrate it with crypto, so that people playing the game, say they're using a little bit of Ethereum, so now you're buying things with Ethereum, right? And you're using your crypto money, so then the game's generating actual crypto, and then it also pays you out in actual crypto. So like when you beat bosses or whatever it may be, that you get crypto rewards back. I thought that would be pretty cool because you're actually using real money in the digital world. So anyway, I had Grok put me together the script and codes and whatever, and I sent it to the company, and they said it would only be like $15,000 to make it, to develop the beta or whatever, the trial game. I'm like, that's crazy. I didn't even do anything. So it's like, what? I'm a game developer now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how crazy far we've come with AI and stuff now.
The image generation is like unbelievably good.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you have to be like a good engineer, whatever they say, but I was able to get it to do pretty much whatever I wanted.
Wow.
And when I first started, I started messing with it like a year and a half ago, like right around when a little before my daughter was born. And like,
which one, like ChatGPT or?
I was using DALL-E through Microsoft, through Bing. So I use Bing, and then I use the image creator from Bing, and it's DALL-E. So I like the quality of the renders.
Okay.
I think it's just.
I don't think I've seen Bing or DALL-E.
It's an engine a lot of other companies use, but
text and video and picture and stuff.
It's text. I tried video. It does. So I don't know if I'm answering this right, but text in the imagery for sure. Like, okay. So I would create graphics, like slogans, like stuff for people. Like my cousin owns a restaurant, so I had like Santa Claus holding a sign that had his restaurant's name for like catering.
Wow.
And it was
it was good?
It was good. Like I could get it to be good. It wasn't that hard.
It spelled it correctly?
I got it to spell it. Like it would take like 3-4 times. Sometimes I'd change the words around just to like, but I got it to be like done. Like I wasn't taking it into Photoshop and touching it. Like it was done. You could post it, and I could do that in like 5 minutes on my phone.
That's crazy. That's how far we've come. 5 minutes of, hey, make me this.
Yeah.
I don't have to be creative at all or draw my own anything.
No. And then it was like, that like kind of blew my mind. And I'm not in a sphere where I have clients where I could like crank it over.
Yeah.
You know, but maybe I should be. Maybe Because I mean, if they have social media, a lot of people don't want to deal with it. You could do marketing campaigns
Sure.
for a year.
Yeah.
But anyways, that like doing art, being an artist of sorts, being able to have a visual representation of your concept immediately is like why bother painting?
Yeah.
Why bother drawing?
Sure.
Like for me, it was like I don't the reason I draw it is so that I could realize my concept. If I could use AI to realize my concept in a way that satisfies me, why am I going to spend 5 hours drawing and 6 hours coloring and
Yeah.
whatever it is? It can just be done. So that is huge. Like,
Yeah, big time.
that's like
Crazy shortcuts.
super shortcuts.
Yeah. But it still has so much more to develop because like I'm a little confused that it could do so much, but then when you write like vivid visual and it can't
Oh, I can do it.
like
I could get it to do it.
eventually, like you said, eventually.
I'll
like
do
it'll
it.
do it. But like
I know the
like
ways.
first try it should always, if you spell it out, it should always like
Well, it
copy
can't.
paste or
It can't be
whatever.
that far off, right? Like,
Yeah.
because you should be able to take that, go over the font, and say like,
Right.
rewrite this,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
can't be too far.
Yeah.
I think part of it is like they're not going to give it to you for free, like
Yeah.
not that,
Or
because
at least not right away.
not right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the doing the video stuff. Well, like what it comes down to, I think, is like the like Adobe Suites and stuff like that. It's not that good. Like it's not. They haven't done the patchwork yet, like to piece in things. Because like if we like the idea of making a movie, right? With have you seen like in video and stuff like that where it's like it's just real. It's just real, and and it's good, and you can. It just does it. So like, I mean, I don't know what that means for the future. It means like the people that invest the money now and like start making a bunch of content and putting it out so that they have a following will be the ones that succeed. And the ones that wait till that's done will just be white noise. But it won't be it's just a matter of timing.
Yeah. I mean, you're right, because now is a great time to take advantage of this stuff and the business opportunities, honestly, for people who, let's say, maybe don't have a job or don't have a side job. Maybe they need more money. Think of how easy that is to create a social media account, generate free photos or videos, and make free posts. And I see ads about this stuff a lot, kind of, where they tell you exactly how to do it, how to set it up, how to write the script, the script's going to turn into a video. And it's like AI does it all. You don't have to do anything. It takes you 5 minutes to create this visual or
Yep.
video or whatever and post it.
Yep.
YouTube shorts are huge. Instagram shorts, like the short video clips, are huge now.
Yeah. If you pay, I think I was looking at it. You definitely have to pay
For
Like-
what the
software.
Oh, okay.
If you want
Yeah,
it to
yeah,
be good.
yeah.
Like you could get images for free. Like I can create really good images through
Yeah.
Bing for sure. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't pay for that. Logos, all that I can do. But when it comes to like getting real video that's like usable,
Yeah.
you got to pay. And you probably got to pay. I wouldn't say it's a lot. I mean, in the scheme of things, it at most it might cost you $3,500 a month.
Yeah.
But if you're creating content that's getting millions of views,
Sure.
That's
Then
one
for sure
video.
worth it.
yeah. So that's
Yeah.
one video, and then you have access to making many.
Did
So-
you see that one video where it's the guy sitting there and the camera's recording him, and it's a guy, but on the camera he's a girl.
I don't get it. What do you
So
mean?
like I could be recording you. Say this camera
Yeah.
is recording you, and
Yep.
we see you on the screen.
We do.
But so on the screen it will be a girl, but in real life you're a guy.
Oh, yeah. There was a filter
Yeah.
on Instagram, but they were running it.
That's crazy, creepy, weird. Because think where that could go. And we have stuff like OnlyFans and like, think where that could go, where there's going to be guys acting like they're girls
or
to
vice
create
versa.
these short clips or even just photos like a selfie and it's a guy, but the filter is showing you as a girl. And you got all these likes and all these comments of thirsty twos,
Well-
and you're generating a social media account off of this. Like, that's
Like
weird.
that's my dream. This is the dream is to like catfish the internet and not ever exist in your real likeness.
Oh, yeah.
And like that'd be the best. But like it's like Dr. Doolittle, right? But you don't need Hollywood.
Yeah.
You get to be you could be every player. You could do face mapping. You could do a green screen back. Like it's so
Crazy.
it's in everybody's hands.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think it takes a very unique person to be in the right place and space to start to execute it. Maybe
For the most part, yeah, I agree. But then like I said, I think there's gonna be weirdos who are gonna act like they're women. Like 100%, you know how many weirdos there are out there, how many magical people there are out there.
very magical,
Oh,
mystical,
yeah.
ambiguous.
So we'll see. We'll see. You think you're video chatting with some chick? It's actually some dude the whole time.
Well, that's since the dawn of the internet.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
think-
Now it's just getting worse and
This is-
harder.
This is the reality of it. Okay, since the internet, since AOL had chat rooms,
Sure.
I was in chat rooms.
Getting catfished.
I was catfishing lesbians.
Oh my god.
100%.
Oh.
I was in lesbian chat rooms looking for girl on girl relationships,
Oh my
100%.
gosh.
and
And it worked?
I was probably only talking to other dudes doing the same thing. That's what it really comes down to. How do you know if it works? I'm like, send me a
Yeah.
pic, write the date and send me a picture. Like, but that's like normal. I mean, it's not, I don't know if it's normal,
Yeah.
but it's what's fundamental to human nature.
They do that now. I can't trust those things now when it's like write the date, because now it's like those are really fake. Like, how could you tell if someone's actually writing the date on a note? Like, you could literally change that out in a second with
Oh,
AI.
yeah. Back then you couldn't.
Yeah.
Not then.
Yeah.
It would take a lot of skills and
Yeah,
paint.
buy this product. It's right here. Here's your note of the date. So goofy.
Yeah, but that's definitely gonna. I mean, that's always. Well, that's the weird thing now. It's that the internet, like, you can't believe your eyes, but
Yeah.
your mind doesn't know how not to.
Yeah. It was definitely one thing I for sure couldn't tell. I had to like, no, that's obviously that has to be fake. Like, it didn't happen. But yeah,
3 Angelina Jolies.
exactly. I don't know if it's real, but yeah, we'll see where it develops. It's gonna be crazy. I mean, kids nowadays have it great in school with AI when for homework, any homework assignment, and AI
Citing
is just, like,
sources.
incredibly easy to do everything, to look up everything now.
So you know what reverts then? It flips. Now what? It's like it'll revert back to like kids really wanting to like go to a show where everyone's playing the instruments,
Oh wow.
right? It'll go back
Yeah.
because like I
Never
can
had it.
like we should do a video about how easy it is to make a hit song and a music video
Yeah.
just for fun,
Yeah.
because like we literally could, like, you and I right now can
Yeah.
probably do it in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And-
You roll a bunch of random clips and AI will do the rest.
Yeah, and even use a lot of like original stuff.
Yeah.
Like, even if you stay away from AI,
Yeah.
I don't think it doesn't. You don't have to be a master of an instrument, a master vocally, like,
Sure.
because software. And that's a weird thing. Like, AI and people like want to hate on AI, but they don't hate on Pro Tools. How is
Same
Pro
thing.
Tools not AI?
Yeah.
I mean, your timing's not that good.
Right.
Your
Almost
voice,
like editing, I guess. So
Yeah.
you're right, because you're not cutting anymore.
Yeah, it's like how far. But even if you're cutting, you're still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's artificial.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we like.
Yeah.
That's what amazes us.
Yeah. True.
So to like put it down because it's in like a vernacular that you think is easy for you
Yeah.
or easy in general, you don't give it any credibility.
Yeah.
But like
That's true.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not. It's like it's why I'm gonna say this is like everyone. I don't know if it's still around, but there's a play, and I'm not. I haven't seen a lot of plays.
I'm not gonna know any play.
This is like as I get older, I'm like, I was in lesbian chat rooms, and now I'm in thespian chat rooms. I'm a full blown thesbo. The theater to me is like really cool and interesting because it's live, it's vulnerable, it's like all the things that it always used to be and that people need. But what was really unique was this, my parents took me, I was young, to see The Lion King.
Play? Like on stage?
On stage.
Okay.
And if you haven't heard of it, I don't know if it's still around. It was like a big deal, I guess. Like my mom thought it was a big deal. Like we went to see it.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing ever.
You were how old?
I was
last year.
This was recent. No, I mean, if I went to, I would go see it now if I could. It was. I would be guessing. I know I was old enough to work, which means I was like 12.
Okay.
12. Maybe I was 16.
Sure. Young teen.
Yeah, young.
Teen.
11 teen, something like that.
Yeah.
It was so awesome. Like, it was so creative. So the one thing I remember, which will stick with me forever, like this needs to continue to be done, was that the audio, there were no speakers. So the audio there was left and right, like orchestras. So like as things would move, like they were creating the audio.
The sound effects?
I think like that's what I remember.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it may, but like
Sounds about right. That was
like
Disney. That's
but say like something was walking, you
Yeah.
know, that, and I could be just reimagining this, and I'm gonna hopefully one day, but you know, you would hear like the person on like the clavicle, like,
yeah.
and then like it would move because obviously you can't hear the stage,
Yeah.
right? So, but you hear it from the orchestra,
Yeah.
and it would move, and everything would.
Crazy.
It was so amazing,
Yeah.
and like it was just as good as like having your mind like obliterated by watching Transformers or something where you're just like, what is even happening? It's just so much color. It's like tangible, you know?
Yeah, they don't have much of that. Too much of that anymore. It's not like we had it good back in the day though. We had it, I mean, you're a little older than me, but we had everything growing up as far as so like in today's day and age, there's so many games and so many different everything that not all the kids are on the same page anymore like we used to be. Like everyone was watching certain like Nickelodeon, or everyone was playing Pokemon, or everyone had certain things that today's day and age they don't have that really. And
yeah. Well, the legacy media gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
But it did keep a lot of it gave people a commonality.
Yeah.
Even if it was a narrative and brainwashing and, you know, reshape. But it was good in that regard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Cuz like as much as like I could point things out about the stuff that I don't like I love the stuff that I grew up on and I'm like, dang, I want my son to like experience a lot of the things I experienced. Cuz it was a blessing.
Yeah.
See all that stuff. I think that's also what made us all close together as we grew up. I don't know how close these kids are nowadays, or like what connects them besides maybe video games. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I know, like, I was surprised to see like there are like really large groups of friends.
Like young kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kids I know that are like, you know, like relatives, they got kids that are 17, 18, early 20s, you know, and like some of them are like, you know, they're on like, there'll be like group chats where there's like 30 people and they're all trying to go do something. I mean, maybe only 2 kids show up. I don't know.
Yeah.
When I was little, we had like, because I used to skate, and there was like,
Oh, yeah.
dude, there were tons of kids. That was such a big thing because everyone,
Like skate parks and stuff?
well, there weren't, yeah, skate parks, but there wasn't a lot of skate parks because I always started skating when I was 12.
Oh, wow.
So there was not really outdoor parks.
Mm.
It was mostly street skating.
Yeah.
So people would go downtown and there would be like just gangs of kids.
Oh, my God.
Like, and that was like awesome. Like you could just do whatever.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I feel like it's still there. Like, I don't know. I hope it's still there.
Yeah.
Because that's like a great thing.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it is too. That's just something I wouldn't want my kid to miss out on is that those type of get-togethers. Like that's we had the best time of our lives as when we were young, when we were all together, and when it was like everyone, and it was like the best. Yeah, I don't know how much they have that nowadays. I'm sure they do. I'm just old. I don't know.
Yeah. It feels like the idea is that it's all disconnected and everyone's isolated.
Yeah.
And maybe they are. I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't know how. I mean, I guess school is the only thing that connects people is like your schoolmates. But I don't know like what they connect on about outside of school, unless it's like maybe sports, if they're in the same sports together. But yeah, the shows thing, I think that's gone. Besides, like maybe Minecraft is a thing that they all play now.
Oh, Minecraft is.
But that's not like Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever, Dungeons and Dragons or whatever people were playing that like everyone was playing, and then now people could sell that stuff because everyone still loves it.
Yeah.
I don't think they're ever gonna have something like that again. Unfortunately, like I think like after our generation of like all that nostalgic type of stuff, it's all what's left. Minecraft is the only thing I've seen like in stores, and like not everyone's into Minecraft. I've seen Miss Rachel get a toy, and I like that's undeserving. Why is she in the stores?
Miss Rachel's great. She's a breath of fresh air out the
Oh man, I remember what's the other one, dude? The guy with the
Blippi.
Blippi. I remember my
Don't
son
look
was
up
like
Blippi.
one, and my girl really wanted to take him to the Blippi concert or whatever. I'm like, no. First off, he's like 1. What's he gonna do? Like he doesn't know nothing. We're gonna sit there and torture. Like this isn't for him. Like, yeah, that's about. Did you guys go to the Blippi concert when you were younger? Like, what do you?
But you know what's
You got the Blippi card?
the you got the Wiggles? You ever seen the Wiggles? I'm a big fan.
Wiggles, is that a show?
It's the show. Hold on, let me show you.
Wiggles.
We'll
No, Barney.
go through this. This is like
Teletubbies. Was Teletubbies out of your age range?
yeah, it was a little after. Wiggles, I think, is like they've been around for a long
You
time.
weren't like 15, 16 watching Teletubbies?
Why is no? Were you on the Teletubbies?
Yeah, when I was a little kid. I don't know what age I was.
Yeah,
Sound like
Teletubbies.
everything.
This is the Wiggles. You never seen the Wiggles? I want to I don't know if we're allowed to show anything on here, but
I haven't seen the Wiggles.
I like it's good. They got good songs.
I've seen Blue's Clues
They got the Blues Clues.
and the guy, friendly neighbor, won't you be my neighbor?
Oh, Mr. Rogers.
There you go, Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers.
He was like a movement.
Yeah,
He was like a big deal.
yeah, big time. Too bad we don't have any like that was like leadership type of inspiration for kids, like how to act and how to be civil and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't think we have that. We have Miss
No.
Rachel, I guess.
It's right. You know what's weird
Like,
about like Blippi? Do we have anybody like that?
no, not like Mr. Rogers. No, nothing that's like educational in that sense of how to be around people. No, now it's all like, oh, act silly.
Yeah, that pisses me off.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
just like
it's
act as stupid as possible.
right. Yeah, it's weird because it's like you have a man acting like a boy,
Yeah.
whereas like Mr. Rogers was like a man acting like a man,
Yeah,
teaching good life lessons.
yeah,
It's a very weird. I don't like that's. I have a really hard time.
yeah,
Like the Wiggles is nice because they are who they are, and then they sing and they like to have fun. I don't like this like fantasy. Yes,
yeah,
I'm against it.
100%.
Coco Melon's the devil.
For sure.
Blippi, he could. Yeah,
There's even
I'm not a fan.
there's even some like Ukrainian kids on YouTube. I forgot what their names are. Roma and Diana. There's a couple YouTube kid shows of like kids playing, and like they're really popular, just like Miss Rachel, and it's just like nonsense. It's literally just like entertaining, like, yeah, we all get toys all the time and we're gonna play with our toys, and here's new toys every day. It's new toys, and like, here's another new toy. It's like, this isn't what life is about, but like this is all that there is. So there's a huge window, I think, of opportunity for someone or a network or something to step in. And but I don't know. It's crazy because like if you look up what movies make the most money, the family oriented childlike movies make the most money in the movie industry, but they make those movies the very least out of all the other movies. Why is that? Because they're trying to control the freaking narrative of keeping everyone stupid and dumb. Oh, go be stupid. It's like completely different narrative to how we grew up. So like we grew up in this respect era, respect the people older than you, and like make sure you put respect on the family name and like all that stuff. That's gone. Like who teaches that anymore? I don't know people my age teaching that to their kids. Like it's
Yeah.
more of like, oh, do what they want. And like I think I had my cousin's baby. We were just playing, but like and this isn't to say like this doesn't happen back in the day. I'm sure kids at all generations are obnoxious and fight and whatever, but like he like punched me in the mouth. And I'm just like, how, like my kid's not even close to like this, because I know what I teach my kid and stuff. Like, how is this 3-year-old punching me in the mouth right now?
Yeah. Well,
It's not like they're bad parents, but like what's being,
no, like how does that happen?
yeah, I don't know.
I don't either. But I don't know, like, cause like having a son and like the way they act, they can be very like hard to deal with, and like anything
Need a
you
lot
do
of
will,
patience.
yeah, like it'll crush their spirit, and you
Yeah.
hate to do that,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like it's just it could be rough.
Yeah.
Like it could be. It would be nice if there was a Mr. Rogers,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
you know?
I mean, I only have to like small discipline my kid here and there, but like I just don't like the influence of the videos. Like this content that's out there is like nothing is really good for me to be like, okay, I like that my son watches this, because there's nothing out there.
Yeah.
Um,
You know what's good? Number blocks. You know what number blocks is?
mhm.
This is good. I like to watch it. It's like visual math.
Educational.
It's
and stuff, yeah.
educational, and it's I mean, I like it because it's
Oh,
so
I've seen this one time.
yeah, and it it's good. It's educational. It's not like what you're talking about is definitely needed.
Yeah.
like how to act.
How to act.
Yeah, how to be, how to act. Like, no, I think the problem with it is a lot of parents don't know how to act.
Yeah.
We've been so traumatized and we've been able to victimize ourselves and blame our parents for the ways that we are instead of taking accountability
100%.
and trying to make change.
Yeah.
That it's a new world. I mean, but it's cool. That's really good for kids. I like that.
Yeah.
Guys, I mean, I don't know if, this is definitely analytical
Check it out.
checkout number. Sorry with that. That seems good. You good?
Yeah. 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 I don't know.
I think maybe you got to fill that void with AI.
Yeah, with AI. I don't have the time for any of that stuff, man.
What are you doing with most of your time right now
Oh my gosh.
besides podcasts?
Trying to knock out the last remaining weddings I have right now. I think it's like 4 left. I'm almost done with everything to catch up to like today. Oh, actually, I just did one a few weeks ago. 5. So that plus the e-commerce stuff plus, I mean, most of my time is like, so my girl's a teacher, so she's in school and I'm watching our son. So that's half the day right there. So
That's
like,
cool. Do you like that?
yeah, I love it. I love it. I'd rather have him learn from me than ever than send him to school with a bunch of kids who don't know how to act. And it's unfortunate because one day I'll obviously have to do that soon. But I think we're waiting one more year. But
Don't send them to school as long as you can.
huh,
Wait till
dude,
he's in
if I
kindergarten.
could homeschool him, I would.
There are like co-op homeschooling, which
that?
is like, it's like where you give him the curriculum, but then there's still like meetups. So he's not only with you all the time. There'll be like certain days of the week where you guys all go to a building and they like engage and they like do things together.
Really?
Yeah. Maria knows a lot about it. Maybe you
Okay.
should talk to her.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Co-op schooling, basically.
Co-op homeschooling.
Co-op homeschooling. Interesting.
So there's like there's a big push for it now, especially because people are in the same situation. They're very scared with whatever they see kids are having to go through
Yeah.
with sexuality at a young age.
Yeah, with everything. I mean, versus protection, obviously. Who's protecting our kids? Because it seems like if a shooter gets in the school, it's like, all right, let's huddle outside for about an hour and a half. We'll figure out what's going on. Then we'll slowly make our way in there after 50 are dead. Like, I don't know. Me as a parent, just because I'm a parent, if my kid is in there, I'm going in. Like, I'm going in. You would think that public servants have the same mindset as far as
Protecting the kids.
protecting the kids. Yeah, it's just protecting the kids. If that's what we signed up for, that's what we got to do. So that, but mainly the mindset of other children and their behaviors of other children that I don't want my kid being around, seeing, picking up on. We all went through it. I went through it. I was a great kid and got influenced by a lot of people around me that turned me really stupid. It's just point blank stupid. If you're, I was just off course doing stupid, silly things for the impression of other people, right? You want to do things and try to be cool. So, yeah, man, I just want to keep my kid away from that as much as possible, if possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great opportunity and option.
Who they gonna learn most off is like us, like adults. Adults teaching kids, they want to be like us. If they're being taught by other kids, then they want to be just as
Dumb as
silly.
them and
Yeah,
as Blippy.
yeah.
I won't keep saying his name. But you're right.
Shout out.
They do. Yeah, shout out. They do like hanging out with adults.
Yeah, yeah.
Mostly
They
their
love it.
parents.
Yeah, for sure.
Like my son will say all the time, like, my favorite thing to do is just all of us be together,
yeah.
And
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
it's so obvious. And I'm glad that he says stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because like I would never say that as a kid. I'm like, I'm not saying that. I'm not going to express, so
Yeah.
the fact that he's open in that way, I really like, because then, he could tell us what he likes,
Sure.
and then we could try to do that,
Yeah.
and like that's good. But if right away that doesn't come out and it's not obvious,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of kids just, then what happens?
Yeah.
Where are they? Where they want to be a part of the family. They want to feel good and hang out with you. That's cool that you
Yeah.
get to spend all that time.
Oh yeah, I love it. I'm gonna miss it as I see him grow. I'm like, I love that he's growing because like he's just more fun to be with. But then I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss the joy that a kid gives you when he sees his dad and is like, "Daddy, Daddy!" Like when that eventually goes away, like you're gonna really miss that. No wonder people keep having kids. But yeah, I guess we'll see how long I could keep him home for. Another year. I'll check out that. What is it? I don't even know.
It's homeschool,
Homeschool?
co-op.
Co-op.
Well, that's just a term.
Yeah.
It's like, co-ops are like a thing. But I'll talk to Maria. There's specific co-ops that have really good credentials and
Yeah, like my son, he's got runny nose for the past couple days or whatever, and like this morning he like coughed right in my mouth. Like, didn't try to cover it up at all. I was just like, I didn't like yell at him, but like, hey, like you don't cough in my mouth, dude. I tell you all the time, cover your mouth. Like you're trying to give me, and right away he's like, about to he's like tearing up and stuff. I'm like, don't cry. Like I'm not upset with you. Just like cover your mouth. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, they for sure they're really sensitive. But they're also really like they love you so much. They just like, oh my gosh, my dad. Like I don't care. Like you could do anything to me, I'll still love you.
Right.
And then
I don't know. I don't know if you can like. You're not even like even if you don't get upset and you try to reprimand them, it hurts their feelings.
Yeah.
Because no matter what you say that's against them, it makes them feel like they're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
But there's like no other way.
Yeah.
If your goal is to try to not hurt their feelings, I think that's like a real hard, because then the expectation is that they're not supposed to be upset.
Right.
Like that's not real.
Yeah, they gotta learn.
Yeah, they have to learn that, right? Like they can get
100%.
upset, and like if you cough in someone's mouth, you're gonna get yelled at.
Yeah.
Or worse.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying like because normally, not normally, but maybe normally because of the day and age we live in, but normally people would like freak out or something, and like I'm a more calmer type of person, so like my yelling or reaction to it's like only so much compared to like some people are wild with it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they lose it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a matter of time. Like
You wonder why their kids are swearing at the age of 3 and stuff. It's like all you do is swear as a parent. F everything.
If I swear in front of my son, which sometimes I do by accident, he tells me not to. He goes, don't talk like that, He knows, but I mean, you got a lot of Sicilian in you, so I'm surprised you're not.
Yeah,
you got
I
Sicilians.
grew up like it.
Got a temper.
It was only after church I kind of got rid of most of it. Yeah, I got rid of it all until I was with my girl again, or not again, but until I was with her, and then she kind of brought it back into my life. Where I that's me giving in when I'm starting to do something that I wasn't doing before with her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was starting to swear a lot more.
I got a short fuse. I mean, until I don't, like, I'm pretty calm and easygoing.
Your son's how old?
4.
Okay.
He's going to be 5.
Okay.
But then it's like, once I've had enough, I try to just kind of be diplomatic and make it like change, like, okay, like I'm going to go because like there's no amount of like discipline that's going to like change how he sees or how he feels. And if I try to explain anything, he's intelligent. He'll debate it.
Sure.
He'll find a way around it.
Yeah.
Because he's a person just like me and you. Like they're not stupid, They know how to get what they want. And and it's I'm gonna blame the Sicilian in me, but it's hard. I think it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, it's the best thing ever.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
definitely trying.
It is.
Like for reasons like he likes to be loud.
Yeah.
Because like you're in school, you gotta be quiet. You're in here, you gotta be quiet. Like he likes to let himself be free.
Crazy. That's another reason I don't like school is the controlling aspect of everything. And it's like you can't control a kid and force him to be something that they're not.
Yeah.
Like if they're not good at a certain subject, but yet they're forced to it, like go through the subject, it's like that's not right.
Yeah.
That's not the same thing. That's not right when you're when you go to the doctors and they tell you, you know, you gotta check for the flu, and they're like, oh well, we gotta check for COVID and RSV and whatever. Holy cow! I'll never do that again. I, so you know they stick it down his nose, and like I'm holding him down, and he's like in fierce pain.
Yep.
And I'm like, before I agreed to torture my son, basically is what they're doing.
Yep.
I was like, can't they just like, can he just blow out of his nose onto a Kleenex? You swipe in it's the same thing. Don't tell me it's not. They have this immediate like doctored response of like, oh, then it could get contaminated. Really? It could get you came out of the nose, it's contaminated. Oh, it's in the air, it's contaminated. Whatever's floating around in the air, whatever's on the thing, that's
whatever I'm breathing on it.
Get out of here. What are you talking about? If it's then put it in the bag. I'll spit in the bag. Spit in the bag and boom.
Right.
You have but no, like why do they need to freaking torture us? Like that's crazy. So I've never
that's hard.
Experienced that before.
It's challenging to see, and then I feel like when you do it the first time, you know it's wrong.
Yeah.
Like to hold a kid down, like even giving him like having him give a shot,
dude.
like I'm like I had a hard time because they're like he like leans on his legs, holds him down, and then gives him a shot in his leg, and I'm just thinking like, why are we putting something into his bloodstream?
Right.
Like, why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, because it'll protect him from the. And then the doctor's like, oh, you haven't seen a baby come in, and I got to do a spinal tap, and I'm like, what are the odds?
Right.
Like, I'd rather like this is life.
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed. Tomorrow's
we weren't created to be like, oh, I didn't create you good enough. Inject them. Like,
hit him with the needle.
Hit him with the aluminum. It's like, what the F? When did we think that, like, did you read any of the ingredients in these vaccines? Like,
I have lately because it's such a topic of contention.
Dude, so like there's a child vaccine shot on the whatever website, CDC website, and I'm like, the ingredients in every single one of them, you look up every single one of the ingredients, and every single one of the ingredients is harmful to the human body. So how are a combination of these ingredients good? Oh, but if you mix them all together,
they're not.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So I don't know how we could live in this world where like you as a nurse, you're hurting a child every single day, and that doesn't affect your mindset. Or like, I feel like, I don't know. I'd start hearing voices in my head, like screams in my head at night. Like
a lot of people can't. A lot of nurses, I think, stop being nurses. A lot of people stop doing it because I guess unless you've been through a wave of like I don't know. Yeah, to me, I don't see it.
You have to go through so much. In order to not get vaccinated for school. I learned.
Yeah, and doctors get money.
Yeah.
There's a financial incentive for them to vaccinate your child, which is a huge red flag.
Yep.
There's a conflict of interest. Huge.
Exactly.
The other thing is like if you put your name, you're giving the injection, you're the doctor, if you're going to take full liability for these shots and you're going to look me in the face and you're going to sign your name next to my name, we can do the shot.
Yeah.
Not one of them will do it.
Yeah.
Not one of them.
Of course.
Not with the rate being 1 in 36.
Wow.
1 in 36. That's what the rate is now. That's what I heard. That's the statistic that I'm most familiar with.
Wow.
1 in 36. And then like they're like, "Oh, the measles. Give me the measles. What's the
Right.
measles?" I don't know what the measles is, but I do know a lot of people that have to deal with vaccine injuries.
Yeah.
That-
I'd rather go be sick. Me
I don't-
as a person, I'd rather just let me go through my illness and I'll get over it myself.
Yeah, you know, it's a strange thing. As soon as the kids, that's the thing. As soon as people's kids start getting hurt, then things change
Yeah.
because that's you're hitting people really where.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many horror stories, and then even lately, they like went in. They're like, "Oh, because we did 2 shots," and then like after that, I was like, "No, we're not doing that again." And then like the lady's like, "Oh, you really should." I'm like, "This is post-COVID. We should what? Oh, you should consider. It's not like you think." And I'm like. Imagine this wasn't a shot. Imagine this was me telling you that we should be intimate. Is this going to be okay? Like this sort of pandering, this sort of conversation, this sort of pressure? Like, and then if you don't go through with it, you're not allowed to be part of the practice. So like after we told that doc, like I had a doctor and I'm like, what's like, obviously things happen. Like what's the percentage of it not going well? And he's like, oh, it's like, I mean, everybody has it. I'm like, well, what's the percentage? He goes, 2 in a million. I go 2 in a million, not 1 in 500,000. Why would it be 2 in a million? That's such a weird number. Like that's not real. He's just lying to my face.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying all doctors are like that.
Majority.
What the hell is that?
Yeah.
What about, I know there's something involved with it.
100%. Same with C-sections that were non-existent until, I don't know the year it became existent, early 2000s, I think, or late 1990s. But C-sections weren't a thing until it became profitable. And then they're like, oh, well, we could use the, I don't freaking know, placenta or whatever the heck is in there.
Pitocin?
I don't know, but
Stuff that helps
they take the C-section stuff and that's how they make. I think it's like it was either 125,000 every C-section or 225,000, something like that for every C-section. So there's an incentive behind it.
Yeah,
Why
financial
when
incentive.
people are like, oh, we need a C-section. I had to go. Yep, I needed a C-section. Did you, or is that what the doctor said that you had to do? Because like, did they tell you they were getting paid? No, they didn't tell you this. Like, if you're hiring me for video to do your wedding, you know you're paying me. You don't know you're paying him because it's going through your insurance. So
Right.
you don't. So you're like, oh yeah, he recommended it. He's the doctor.
Yeah.
Full trust.
Yeah. I know in our situations, I think C-sections were really beneficial.
Yeah.
But I do know that I've heard people saying like, well, we decided to schedule it because of certain reasons, right? Like there were complications or the heart rate was high. So instead of waiting, we scheduled the C-section. But then it wonders because there's stuff like Pitocin, there's things that help induce. If you're gonna
So tough to say.
Yeah, there's like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the other thing too is like, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but could you imagine having to like actually?
Oh yeah, right.
I don't think I would be like, I don't think that 250,000 would incentivize me. I mean,
For most people, they don't care. It's about the money.
I would
They
be
don't
like,
care.
it would be very hard for me
They're
to
like, hell yeah, that's what they're thinking. I mean, but that's what's crazy to me because like we don't know and we're not the doctor, so they could basically say whatever the heck we want or they want, and we really don't know better.
Yeah. I think when you don't know, you always feel like you're being taken advantage of.
Yeah, I'd rather just like I decide. That's just me. I'd rather.
Yeah, no, that's a valid argument for sure.
Not trying to do all that ever. But even when I get sick, I don't really. I haven't gotten a checkup at the doctor's since I was a kid. Since I was living with my parents, I haven't. I haven't gone to the dentist since I was living with my parents, and my teeth are better. My girl.
You floss?
No, I don't floss.
Okay, I don't know if you got to floss.
I don't brush my teeth twice a day. My teeth are better than my girl's teeth. My girl has problems. My
You're not
mom's
eat-
got problems.
Probably have a good diet.
Everyone, no, I don't eat good. It's just, I honestly just think everyone's different, and it's gonna affect everyone's body differently. So not everyone's the same. So I might not have to brush my teeth a day in my life, and I'll be okay. Just like the person who smokes 100 cigarettes a day, or I smoke a carton a day. It's like, how are you breathing? First of all, smoking a carton a day.
Yeah, some people do live a long time
Yeah.
under
So,
certain circumstances. Well, you should floss.
yeah. Yeah. You're right. Getting 30-year-old nut that's been sitting there from a Snickers. No.
All
I
right.
floss like once a year, bro. Like once a year.
I'm of the gene structure that needs to brush my teeth and floss.
Yeah.
I had a tooth basically just like disintegrate, like fall apart.
Wow. When
Yeah.
you were like a kid? Or
No,
like-
when I was like 28, 29. Yeah.
What?
And I brushed. I
So-
brushed my teeth all the time.
out of nowhere, it just started.
I think it was
getting-
like I was having like a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
And I just didn't really.
But did you see it like get brown or something over
No,
time?
it
Was
was-
it changing? It was
no.
just like it literally just like fell out one day, or what?
It didn't fall out like it. So I think maybe I had a filling in there at one time.
Okay.
And maybe it was. Maybe there was a root canal or something, like over time it had to work, and I don't know. And then it literally like crumbled. Like
That's crazy.
I mean, it was definitely from sugar, like no doubt about it. Like I was
Okay.
having a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Like I would have I'd have a Red Bull every day.
Wow.
Yeah, like I didn't think anything of it. Like this is 13, 14 years ago. Not ever sugar's not the devil like it is now,
Yeah.
So that like after that I was like, "Oh wow." And then I started flossing. Besides that, I mean, I used to floss but not like every day. And now I mean, I floss longer than I brush. Because I only got so many teeth left. I can't have them dissolving in a
sure.
bath of Red Bull.
For sure.
And now I don't really eat sugar. I try to stay away from sugar.
Yeah.
It's the devil.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, I do a great job with that until like I think holidays I really mess up. Like around Christmas time is when I mess up. Like Christmas through like January. I'm like, I don't care.
You eat
I'll
the whole Advent
I'll eat
calendar.
everything. Yeah.
30
exactly.
days. What's one more day?
Actually, I take 2 out for that. What an extra box. I tell my wife it's 1 to keep unopened, but I
Yeah.
open it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's not lasting in my house. Or now it would because I won't eat it. But back in the day, every
I'm pretty good
door.
now. Weird. Sometimes. it's like I am, but then sometimes I'm not. So
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm super cautious, but it's not like I put like white sugar, because I'm thinking like white sugar. Like I don't put white sugar in anything. I don't like eat candy.
If I was gonna eat strawberries little, I would dunk the strawberry into white sugar
I used to do that as a kid.
and just
My dad taught us strawberries and the sugar and vinegar.
and vinegar.
Yeah, it was like when
sounds
you do
good.
the olive oil cheese.
Yeah.
It was like the sugar vinegar, and it was like the best, most addicting thing ever.
That's
So
the
weird.
sweet and the that sounds pretty good.
It was good. It was really good. Really good. That was like my only way of eating strawberries. Add all this sugar.
What about like I would get frosted flakes and then literally just tablespoon white sugar
Oh my god.
and then just
I mean, there's definitely times where yeah. Whoa. You just reminded me of like when I've put sugar in my cereals. Like, what are we doing?
why would you? And no one's like, hey, It doesn't matter. And then you have to be just out of your mind, right? Like,
well, you don't think it's bad for you. You don't think like I could eat anything. It's like,
You
oh,
could.
this is so good. Like,
yeah,
it's not gonna hurt me.
no. I think I broke my ability to eat sugar because of that, being little. Like, how much sugar? And our parents, like, nobody told, like, Little Debbie's. Dude, I would crush like a box of Gushers. Did you have?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I'm not eating one pack of Gushers.
Box of Gushers, box of chips, a box of whatever.
Like, now I'm like, don't let my kid eat. Don't let him eat that. And they're like, he
me
doesn't.
too, bro.
know?
I do the same.
How much
I'm
sugar's
so
in there?
Strict. I'm like organic. Everything organic is organic. Even he says, "Mama, is it organic?" So it's so funny. Yeah,
No,
even though
okay.
I was nothing like that, I just want him to be as safe as possible because we didn't know that growing up. Our parents didn't really.
No, they didn't know.
Yeah, like
They weren't.
it's only now where it's like, oh, it was cancerous. Our bad.
Yeah, right.
And we're not gonna pay you guys or do anything about it, and we're not even gonna make it healthier. We're just letting you know. It's like I don't understand.
You ever look down this, like, going down this cereal aisle?
Yeah,
It bugs me. Like, it's like such a trip. It's like the most psychedelic existence. Like, what does it take in the universe to get that? Like Lucky Charms. It's like this it's the most wild. Like, in my mind, like, the cereal aisle in the supermarket is like the highest form of art.
art. You're right. It is, and ice cream, I guess, with all the artwork on the ice creams.
Yeah. It's like, I mean,
But I think the only time I go down the cereal aisle now is when I am craving puppy chow, and I want to make myself some puppy chow, so I'll grab Chex. But that's like once a year thing.
you know what we did? This is my workaround. Dark chocolate doesn't have a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
It's got caffeine, which, whatever, I
What's
make
it called? Cacao.
It's got cacao.
Cacao.
It's got it. And so we took regular potato chips, and then I made a ganache, and then we drizzled the dark chocolate over all the potato chips.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It was pretty all right.
That was really good.
You know, if you want to find ways to ruin your morning, you eat a bunch of that before you go to bed.
And you just got to get some organic potatoes and peel them all like with a potato peeler.
And bake them. And then just throw them in the garbage, because who wants that? No, but
Drizzles chocolate all over them.
just dunk, just fully submerge it in. I mean, healthy. What are you
Yeah.
talking?
It'd be so good.
Yeah. Sometimes I gotta go overboard. Sometimes.
Yeah. When I go all out, I go all out. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. My mom is like, "How do you eat this much?" Like, ew. Like, ew. Like, I could probably. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. I could probably knock out, I don't know, like 3 giant crumble cookies before my stomach starts to feel a little twisted. Like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Until I found out how bad crumble cookies are, and then I stopped buying them. They're like really bad for you.
It's kind of crazy how bad it is. I think, I don't know. If you exercise, maybe you could justify it. Like, I've noticed.
No.
No, yeah,
No.
that's
No.
You're 32. It hasn't hit you hard
Pretty
yet.
bad. No.
You're still young.
Yeah. Thank God.
After you turn 35, and if you get pregnant, you become geriatric, then you got to taper.
I need to buy my girl won't let me hit the gym.
Won't let you hit the gym. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds real. That doesn't sound like an excuse. That sounds like you're taking full accountability. Like, girl won't let me hit the gym.
She won't. So I gotta buy weights and workout stuff, and I gotta build it in my garage, but I can't spend the money on that yet. Too many other things that I gotta pay for. But that is a goal and a dream since she won't let me go to the gym.
You could just do push-ups.
Yeah, I thought about it. I did that for like a week. It's like I get in a rhythm of something, and I'm like,
It's easy to let it go. It's hard
Yeah.
to stay focused. If stuff's not fun, I'm gonna send you some videos of me doing push-ups. You're gonna be like, I should have never went on this podcast.
Nah, I should. Like just do push-ups every single day. Like
It's such
better
an
than nothing.
It is. If
Yeah.
you max out push-outs,
Yeah.
you max out sit-ups, and you max out body squats, you would
Body
be
squats, like standing up.
just regular, just
Yeah.
your own body
Yeah,
weight.
yeah.
Like all right. I would be surprised if you could do more body squats than you can push-ups. It sounds easy. Like, try to do 60. Think you could do 60? Try to do 60. Get your legs shoulder width apart.
It's crazy, really.
Touch your parts almost to your heels, all the way down, all the way up. See if you can do 60.
Wow, I will try it.
Yeah. I'm going to try it too now.
I saw this other video of a doctor doing his Asian doctor, of course, doing like facial muscles and
Okay.
making his face look young. Super freaking young, by the way. I'll send you a link.
Thanks.
And like, got you. I'm at
Thanks,
health.
I
I'm
got
I'm
you.
at skincare. But one of his first routines was you put your tongue on your cheek, on one side of your cheek, and you go around your lips, right? To the other side. You do it 36 times, all the way 36 times. I barely got to 17. It was hurting so bad. And then you're supposed to go 36 one way, 36 the other way. I couldn't even do the first 36. And then a couple other things, but like that just goes to show it's something like that, like the simplest things that you think you could do, and
Yeah, max out. You should send me that. I'm going to try that.
off.
I'm going to max out. I'm going to send you my number and then see where you're at.
Okay.
And send me that.
Of the body squats.
Body squats, push-ups, and sit-ups. I do push-ups, so you should.
Push-ups. So do you do push-ups like you'll do it until you can't, or you'll do it until you can't, wait a little bit, like a couple seconds or whatever, and then keep going until you're knocked out?
Well, a couple seconds. I do it until I can't, and I might slow down a little bit, and then I do it basically till I can't.
Yeah. Okay.
And then if I can stay motivated, I'll try to do it again, and then I'll try to do it again, and then I'll
Yeah.
see how many times I can do it.
Until your body's like breaking. Like
Yeah.
that day. Like, so this isn't like throughout the day. This is like throughout like an hour or two.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, like if I'm playing with the kids in the basement, everyone's
Yeah.
running around,
Yeah.
I'll start doing push-ups,
for sure.
or I'll start doing sit-ups, or I'll start doing squats,
Yeah.
and just because
Smart.
otherwise,
It's also influential to the kids because they'll do whatever you're doing.
oh yeah, they're the best. They like it too. All right, so we'll trade, and then
yeah, you do the mouth, the facial muscle routine. Dude, it's tough, man. The tongue thing is like you can't move your jaw. Like, it's so hard.
I'm looking forward to that. I like trying new stuff. I like that.
Me
It's
too.
it's fun. It keeps life interesting,
Yeah, I agree.
and without having to smoke weed.
Huh.
Although,
I do that still every now and then.
well, it's legal now, so
Yeah.
it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I try not to. I think the hardest thing is like, and then, like, one thing I think a lot of people don't really try to do, they say they do, but like the hardest thing is like really, like, could you be disciplined to like exercise, eat no sugar, and have no vices? Like, really,
Vices?
no vices, like no alcohol, no caffeine, no marijuana, like
no caffeine.
no
dude, that's
caffeine.
tough.
like living water.
Yeah.
Water, and I mean,
It's so good for you though. Honestly, if you just cut out the caffeine, you're right.
like
Just water it.
they do like what is it, like sober October or whatever, or the things are. But I like the idea of doing like a 1 week purity challenge, like amongst some dudes, and just and to do that and
Yeah.
to see how you feel. That
Smart.
might be fun.
Should also do I don't know, once a month, or I don't know how often. But fasting with no food and no water for 24 to 48 hours. I believe so. 24 hours of
Food.
no food and no water, just no consumption of anything. You is the only thing that will start to rebuild brain cells.
Really?
Yeah. No food or water for 24 hours.
Never heard about no water for 24 hours. That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, fasting biblically, you could do water fast, but no food and no water is how it's supposed to. But also not only this is just dude, fasting is just so good for the body as far as like, so 24-hour fasting is it will start to rebuild new brain cells, and then also I think 24 is when it starts to heal your gut, and then after 48, whatever cells are healing your gut basically spread through the rest of your body, of like it starts to target the parts of your body that need help the most, and that only happens after 48 hours of nothing. But your body can't heal and cure your gut if you're constantly consuming, because that's all we do every single day. Yeah. My girl wants to see our kid eat all the time. Like, oh, he didn't eat today, or he hasn't eaten until I'm like, it's okay. Like his body's going to tell us when he's hungry. When he's hungry, he's going to eat.
Right.
If he didn't eat, no big deal. But if we keep forcing them to eat, then you're not giving the body any time to rest at all. So
yeah,
it's when we build up all these illnesses, we can't pass everything out of our bodies.
Yeah, I like the idea of fasting, and I'd like to try to do it in the right setting.
Yeah,
for sure. I'm down for that.
Yeah, I would do the 24 hours is very easy to do. 48 it's kind of easy. You feel a little like weak at some point, but then like it's almost like when you're running a marathon or whatever, and like you can't run anymore, and then there's this breaking point where you just keep going and you don't even feel anything anymore, and you just keep running. It's the same thing. It's like once you get past the hunger point where your stomach stops hurting, you like get so much more energy. You feel like I could do anything right now. So
I get a lot of clarity.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I feel the dumbest when I'm all stuffed up with like all this food, and like I'm so tired and I don't want to do anything.
Congested.
I have all these worms in my body.
You got to do the fast.
You need the dewormer.
Yeah. You need the ivermectin.
Yeah.
The horse dewormer.
You see those deworming programs and stuff now? There's just like so many different things about like awareness about like parasites in our bodies.
Yeah,
and, like,
you probably got a parasite.
And it's like
I saw that.
And I think it's like the major cause to all of our illnesses is actually the parasites. Parasites in our body
running amok.
Yeah,
and if you starve yourself, you can't really eat.
Yeah, but I think there's like other things that like you mix the spells together and you eat it or whatever every day, right? And they're like, oh, it kills the baby eggs and the adults, and yeah, get your magic book out.
Yeah, that's
to get rid of these parasites.
We're gonna get real weird. But all right. Well, let's do something. Let's do an exercise thing or something for a little bit.
All right, for sure.
Good reason to motivate.
I agree.
All right, cool. Good seeing you. I'm gonna shut this down.
All right. Beep boop boop.
Thanks. Thank you everyone for watching. See you soon.